Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
It looks great.
We're about to see the Neal Ruhl in action.
This man, what can't Neal Ruhl do? What can't Neal Ruhl do? Like this guy is
everything.
He's a jack of all trades.
He had 2 women pass him. He didn't even blink. What a stud! Look at this guy.
Look at him. You know what he's repeatedly saying to himself? Draft capital, salary cap.
Draft capital,
Draft
100%.
capital.
Salary cap. Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes.
Capital.
Oh God, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
He said,
God, he's even got the Apple Watch on. Oh my God, Neal's a high roller.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. We're live at Planet Fitness on Ryan Road. And literally, as you know, every day is live from the Planet Fitness studios. Today is literally live from Planet Fitness in Sterling Heights. Got a bunch of cool stuff going on out here. Make sure you stop by. Opportunity to win Michigan State football tickets. You have to come out here, though, in order to qualify to do it. Darren McCarty signed jersey, Braylon Edwards signed jersey. That'll come in handy this weekend with Michigan State going on. We got Alex Westfall here on the ones and twos. JB Smooth with an F, not a V. Get it right, everybody. But we are happy to have you. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Tap in on there as well. But D-Mac, last night, Red Wings, not so good. We had kind of a relapse, I guess you could say. But you were out there with the guys from Detroit City FC. How was the mood out there? Everybody was still good, right?
The mood was good. You know what? Last night at Little Caesars Arena, learning curve, one of those young team maturation, as we get to talk about it later. Some of the things that I saw, but let's talk about the DCFC guys, our boy Antoine Opino, Stephen Carroll, and the rest of the fellas that were able to come in. And as is tradition in a lot of sports, no matter what you play, after your season is done, you sort of get together as the guys and you do sort of a group activity. A lot of times in the hockey world, the analogy, Neal, as you know it, is you're going to hit the golf course, right, where you're sending guys to the golf course early in the playoffs. Well, that's usually what you do. But the Detroit City guys decided to spend their get-together down at LCA, so it was great. You know, the big thing, Neal, is everything. It was great to hear from them about how much they love the city just as much as I do, and the fact of what they did this year, they were proud of, but they were disappointed. I could see the competitiveness in these guys as athletes. And, yeah, it was cool that they went up a level. It was cool that they showed out that they could play soccer. It was cool that all that, but they weren't happy with the way it finished. And that really sad to me because in football across the world that you see a lot of time, losing is so much bigger, right? There's a lot more teams. It's the biggest sport in the world. So these guys weren't happy, but going into the off season, learning a little bit more that they got until February. It's sort of like pitchers and catchers when they report, but doesn't mean it's not a big off season. Doesn't mean it's not a big off season. And just to understand, I guess, more of the gravity, 2 different ways as leagues go on. But it'll be interesting what DCFC, what the ownership does, and moving forward. But you were there for every game. You broadcast every game and stuff like that. And I mean, that had to be something for you also too, is to watch these guys in the talent level and to take a step. And I think it's always good. I said to Antoine, you know what, the assist leader in the league, I mean, he should get this treatment, shouldn't he? I mean, he does that in the hockey league and stuff like this. So it'll be interesting as they put this together. But no, number one, it's about culture. And like I told these guys when we were sitting there, and I mean this, the greatest thing that would happen at LCA in about 2 or 3 years when the playoffs come is if the lower bowl was singing songs like the Northern Guard. Now, maybe taking the swear words out so we could put them on TV. I mean, that give or take.
Cross that bridge when you get to it.
Well, you know what I'm saying, but it's the atmosphere. And so to have the guys on board with that and understand, I guess, sort of what my focus is, I guess, and your focus and all of us that love Detroit City. I mean, when I think of Detroit City, I think of standing in the Northern Guard, with Rake, watching games and stuff like this, but it's about what this city's about. So It was cool. It was really cool. I think they enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it was cool to see everybody out there. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Erwin R. Fletcher. Okay, there it is. Big D Energy. Here we go. We appreciate that one, Erwin. Appreciate you tapping in. Well, you guys saw the video. As you know, I work out at Planet Fitness. The people here at Woodward kind enough to shoot live action footage as I was on the treadmill out there, and Mike G, rule breaker, running on the treadmill, listening to the victors. Oh, I have it on a loop.
Well, here's the whole thing. I heard a whole lot of jelly from the morning show. A whole lot of jelly because, Neal, I don't know, but you talk about this when every day from the Planet Fitness studio where I tell you that where your fitness is essential, where it goes on. You said this morning, how many times have you said over the past year, well, when I was listening this morning on the treadmill at Planet Fitness and stuff like this,
it's literal, yeah.
It's literal, like when it comes down to getting the business. So just because Juicy Jeff, right, couldn't get away from the mirror before he gets on in the morning, and we know that Adam, holy cow, Angry Adam can't get near the treadmill.
D-Mac, it's interesting you say that on WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Joey 2 times says Adam would get wrecked by Neal, LOL. I think we can confirm that. We suspected it, but I think we can confirm it.
Well, let's just get us. I was told. I was told. Show versus show, we got a good chance.
Mike G also says rule breakers visualizing that he's sprinting into the big house. Yeah, absolutely. But it is.
Was that your best Blake Corum to the Heisman?
Oh yeah, I'm right in. No, I was thinking about my JJ McCarthy Heisman odds. That's what I was contemplating when I was running. No, but it just goes to show you though. I've told you guys this. Like, I never lie. When I'm sitting up here, when I talk about Planet Fitness, it's because I work out here. I don't get a free membership or anything. I pay for it like everybody else, and I like it up here. I do, and I'm happy that we got the partnership with them, and I'm happy for their support of Big D Energy. And Robert Colosia says 2 furnaces but no home gym.
Hey, listen.
I have the equipment in the basement.
People are wondering, going, D-Mac, where's the footage of you? Listen, I was in the back in the black card spa I had a nice little 15-minute, those massage machines are unbelievable. Yeah. So you're not allowed no photographs in the black card spa, but I was here doing my work.
This one's pretty good too. Real cream of wheat. What were you listening to? I predicted that you were listening to Tupac. I'm more Jeezy than Tupac, for real. I was listening to some Jeezy. 103 Club, shout out 103 Club podcast. No, I'm more Jeezy than Tupac. I think Jeezy is woefully underrated in the rap game, but that's just me. That's another topic for another time.
Bars.
We'll get back to that. JB Smoove, what about you, JB Smoove, Westy? What are you guys? Team Tupac? You guys support Jeezy, right?
Oh yeah, I support Jeezy, but it's definitely Team Tupac for me.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I know my guy Stick is a big snow. You could probably text Jeezy right now, couldn't you? His people?
What time is it out west? It's early. It's too early.
Yeah.
And before I forget, shout out to Avery McCarty. Happy 22nd birthday today. So
yes.
Yeah, which was cool last night, just before we get off the topic. But last night was the first time I sat in the lower bowl for a period. Took a picture with my oldest daughter and put it on Twitter. But
I saw that.
To watch the game, right, to get the vibe and the hear. There was one play I wanted to tell you about. So we were sitting down to the left of the Jersey goal in the first period. The puck goes behind the net to Perron, who takes a hit. You could hear Chirac go, Dave, call for the pass at the point, and the puck goes back. And I turned to my buddy Jay, and I said, did you just hear him call him Dave? And he goes, yeah. So that's the nice part that you forget, right, is that you got to get to a live game because you can hear all the action going on. Now, last night wasn't the way best that it ended. We'll talk a little bit about Jack Hughes a little bit later. But, if you get a chance to get in the lower bowl, I did. It was cool.
Yeah, I'd rather be in the suite myself. But that's just me. That's on brand.
Lording over the people, Mr. Ruhl. Lording over the people.
That's just me being on brand. So we're going to get into it today. Certainly a lot of Lions, Dolphins as well. We got our hockey-based segment coming up, 5 for Fighting. 5 questions that Darren McCarty will ask the room, something that's going around his head. We are going to recap the Red Wings game. It was a rough night for Detroit sports last night. And guys, real quick with the Pistons, a young team. When do guys typically play their best basketball? When do guys typically play their best hockey, D-Mac? What age? 25 to 30?
Right, 25 to 30 and stuff like this. That's the whole thing, right? Every time, and I was obviously at the game, but caught pieces of the Pistons game and stuff like this. So you got to remember. And I think a lot of our teams, Neal, that we forget how young they are. Even when you go to the Lions, being one of the youngest, not the youngest roster in the NFL, but this is the Detroit Pistons, I believe, are the Red Wings 2 years ago. Maybe last year they'll develop. I think they're going to be the 2 years into last year into one, but it's going to take time. So remember what I used to say a couple years ago? Pick a player. Watch that development of the player because it's going to take time. So I think the youth really shows out. And but I don't think Pistons fans are going to get frustrated yet. Do you?
No, because and this is what we talked about. At least defending is the last to come. And Jaden Ivey got worn out on some switches last night. He got isolated and targeted. And D-Mac, you said this before. I hold true to this every single time. Defending is the last thing you learn because there's no way to prepare for it other than when you're targeted and you have to deal with it. That's it.
It's like work ethic, right? It's like work ethic. It's a choice. Defense is more of a choice, and it's more of a together.
It's a want-to game.
Here, it doesn't matter. Even some of the best defensemen of all time in the NHL, right? Like you look at a guy, and it just popped into my mind, a guy like Zdeno Chara, the biggest defenseman to play, but you could abuse him, so to speak, or use your speed until he figured out how to use his size and his reach to his advantage. Once he figured out the game, right? And it wasn't, and think about this, Zdeno Chara at 6'9", Neal, right? Who's the most physical player, the toughest player, the strongest player when he was in the NHL, right? But the fact is, in the league that evolved into a skating league where he had to learn how to skate, he figured it out.
Right.
Different guys figure it out. So defense is sort of a figure it out. Offense is more natural, and it, for the most part, comes naturally in every sport. You hear Derek Lalonde. What's he talk about? Our defensive game. If it's not there, and it's commitment. And to the young guys, yeah, I'm going to pray. If I'm another team and it's a younger guy on the other team, we're going to see what he's made of. So you're going to get him. If it comes in this conversation, it comes to Ivey. He hasn't had the reps playing against men. So I can explain the why, and I'm willing to accept that now. Now you're looking, does it improve, right? Does he improve on it, or does this become a habit? Right. That's what you don't want. So
Pistons fan 11 says maybe we shouldn't be switching everything all the time, but that's a coaching decision. I would say, what's the alternative, though?
And my thing is, who's he going to learn? Like, this is the one thing as you look around that dressing room. I see guys that are going to learn how to move the ball, learn how to shoot, but who's going to learn how to do the dirty stuff?
This is old as time, guys, with NBA rookies, especially in the NBA. The pick and roll, there's a reason it's been around since the beginning of basketball, and there's a reason it's never gone anywhere, because it works. And you have to learn how to defend it in real time. There is no escape. Kuzma was seeking Ivey last night, on that screen and roll, on that pick and roll. And yeah, I get what you're saying. Maybe try something else, but then the horses were out of the barn.
Right, exactly. By that time, wouldn't it be like you're going to adjust when they adjust? Because that was obviously the game plan set up against Detroit. Is the focus on that? So you want to see the adjustment into some of these coaching things. You just want to see development of these young guys, no matter where it is on which professional team we're talking about. So that's when is the coaching getting in the way.
To be fair, too, like when we had this discussion about the Pistons, everyone was like, playing game. I had even forgotten that Washington traded for Will Barton. You know what? Like, Washington's got Porzingis. Are they going to win the NBA title? No. You got Bradley Beal and Porzingis and Will Barton and Kyle Kuzma. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even go to that. Yet. I go to Vegas. Remember?
Vegas.
Let's do a little. You want to do a quick walk before the break, or we want to do a quick walk after the break? Because look at what Vegas set the Tigers at. And we were like, oh, my gosh, that is so low. Look what happened. Look at what they set the Lions at, where we were all sitting what was it, 6.5, stuff like that. Oh, they got to be better than that. No, nailed it. What did they set the Pistons at? 27.5?
Right.
Right. So is 27.5 wins get you close to a playoff game? Well, wait a second. It's basketball in the East. Anyways, closer than not. But no, this is more, I think, this year, what we saw last night is I'm learning how to adjust and stuff like this. So right now, if I'm a betting man, how can you not like the under, the win total?
Right. Things change quickly,
but
don't
here's
they?
the thing, Neal. I'm okay with it. Are you okay with it?
I figured it was going to be more like this than flirt with the playoff game. It's the way it works, man.
I think we just want a winner so bad in this town, no matter what it is that, it skews us from the big
Pistons fan 11 says, run zone. I don't care. I don't want to see Ivey and K picking up fouls against 7-footers. Well, the Pistons fan 11, Bradley Beal's on the floor. You're going to run zone? You're going to run zone against Connor McDavid?
Somebody tried the other night and 26 shots and 4 goals.
Although I will say Bradley Beal does look like a guy that's got a $250 million guaranteed now. He just kind of gives off that kind of swag. He does.
Is it his tone?
It was his tone.
Does he have floor tone?
He had floor tone last night. Hey, if you want first row tone at the Lions game, what do you got to do?
This is the best gig in the city right now, and you can get involved in it. Yes. Front row seats, Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers coming up. What do you have to do? We need you to record a video doing your best Dan Campbell impression, man. No, I swear to you. If you do that, you do your Dan Campbell impression, you put it on Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag Woodward front row, and make sure you're following Woodward Sports. We're going to pick 3 winners. That's 2 tickets each, 6 total tickets, 3 different winners to that game. Yes, at Ford Field. The Lions versus the Packers. We're going to make the drawing November the 4th. So make sure you get your entries in now. Watch all over the Woodward Sports Network. We could see you in the front row.
The biggest rivalry in the state is almost here. That means one thing, the biggest tailgate party in the state. Join Woodward Sports for our tailgate takeover before the U of M versus State game on October 29th. Will Harbaugh and the boys pull out the win? Or is Tuck still coming? We will find out at the Big House. Michigan legend Braylon Edwards will be handing out food, prizes, and much more. So no matter what team you root for, come party with the network that does it best. The Woodward Sports Network. The tailgate takeover, powered by Custom Health Centers, Syntron, and Planet Fitness.
Woodward Sports, you see the name!
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. We can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere, just like the Planet Fitness here in Sterling Heights on Ryan Road. The gym that's always been known for being cleaner than clean is now cleaner than ever. Tons of equipment, full-body workout in just 30 minutes on the 30-minute circuit. And all memberships include fitness training. You get all this for just $10 a month for access to your home club. Join today in club or online at planetfitness.com. As I said, we're broadcasting live here in Sterling Heights, the Planet Fitness on Ryan Road. Come out here today. Get in here by 4 o'clock. We have a contest going. You can win Michigan State football tickets for this weekend with a free 1-year Black Card membership as well. A signed Darren McCarty jersey, a signed Braylon Edwards jersey. You got to come out here to the location. We got a cool little contest going on. Make your guess, and you can win Michigan State football tickets from Planet Fitness and Woodward Sports. This is Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness, there it is. Your fitness is essential. Your fitness is essential. There's barbells all over this place. We're going to get to that.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live at Planet Fitness. Neal, Ruhl, Darren McCarty. T. Foss is away with the Detroit Sports Media Michigan State luncheon. He will be back tomorrow. Happy to have you all with us. We got JB Smoop with an F, Alex Westfall. Westie's here on site on the ones and twos as well. Real quickly, I do want to get into this Lions discussion. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Looted Corpse says, I'd love to see Jalen Duren start. And guys, like I know that's been like the big clamoring for everybody right now. It's not going to matter. Like the minutes are going to be the minutes. One of my buddies said this best to me. My son is a sophomore in high school, and in the text on opening night, he said, "Jalen Duren's 3 years older than your son." And I was like,
wow.
That was like my moment. Yeah, that was like my moment with the Tigers when you said there's nobody left, bro. It hit me. Jalen Duren, my son is a sophomore in high school. Jalen Duren's 3 years older than my son.
That hit me that Jalen Duren uses goated on the sticks. That's what it hit me. Yeah. But right, so everything that I'm hearing, everything about whatever like this, it's everybody hates the word.
You can start him. Well, you can start him, but the minute it doesn't matter. Like that's semantics. The numbers are going to be the same.
No,
it's going to be right around 20 minutes. He's 18, guys.
Yeah, which is beautiful. You look at that. So it's more too. Don't you look at it like let's nurture him into this league instead of have something happen to him by overplaying him or when he's ready. I think that he's that talented enough that hopefully the coaching staff will give him more and more as he gets it, but it's early in the season. This is a long season. Neal, I broke into the NHL at 21, right? After playing year in the minors and playing a junior schedule, which is sort of like you play 66 games instead of 82. This is a whole different beast. I think they're doing just fine with sort of you see what you got. You want him to get comfortable, and when you see that he is comfortable and they're comfortable that it's not going to deter his development, then you will see him start. Do you not agree with that?
But it's still going to end up being the same.
Okay, then that's
that's
right.
It's all semantical right now.
Okay, right. So people
they have a back-to-back tonight.
But here's the thing, Neal. Right later on in the season, people might feel better about their team, even though they're losing. When they see, okay, he's made it to the starting lineup. To some people, they think starting lineup means development. Right? At the end of the day, you look at it for the big picture, 30,000-foot view. You're right. It doesn't matter. So for me, it's more focused specifically on the individuals, on the Ivey, his development, on the Duren, his development, and whatever's best. Start, don't start. Play 2 minutes. Play 52 minutes. I don't care what's the best for you moving forward. Use this year, right? We're talking about the somatics on the court, about going to zone or playing deep, all that. Forget that. The biggest thing is getting these guys adjusted to the 82 game schedule or whatever that they play. How many play in the NBA? How many games? 82. So, right, that's because it's a different beast. It's not college. It's not high school. It's not life.
They're playing again tonight at home.
It's a man's league.
Like
and then,
Duren did that maybe once in college, maybe twice over like the holiday tournament and then the conference tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a totally different
I get
animal.
It, but I always say is like it's not. Don't figure out the right or wrong, but try to tell me why. If you give me the why, you can understand the why. So now's the time. I think they're fine. I think you want to see them play better, win more.
What did I say? I said don't let the frustration of the Lions' failures seep into the Red Wings and the Pistons. And I'm getting that vibe right now.
It's everything. Okay, it's everything. It's you haven't had a championship in this town since before I retired. I'm part of that championship. Right. What's that tell you? I retired. That's 14 years ago. We are starved because we were sold a bill of goods. You weren't sold a bill of goods Tiger season because you nailed it with Jamer Candelario. The Lions with Hard Knocks and stuff like this.
Maybe just listen to me then, D-Mac. Let me bring you into my bosom and console you.
I do.
I know you do.
These people were trying. We're trying. So I think it's because we're so starved, right? That it's hard to be patient because you know what? If you're starved and the further you go without food, the hungrier you get. Isn't that the analogy?
Dom Rivera, 88, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, do you think Duren starting and building chemistry with the ones would help? But Dom, like the minutes are going to be the minutes. Like it's going to be 20-ish minutes. And then we'll take that and we'll see how he does. Now tonight's a big night because going to the back-to-back, something that he hasn't experienced, certainly at the NBA level as well. And for guys like Jaden, Ivey and stuff like that, remember how we talked yesterday about the pick and roll and Kuzma and things like that? Well, tonight it's Trae Young. I always go back to this, D-Mac, with guys that I talked to from Oakland.
Tonight is Trae Young. That's funny because it just went – where you think, oh, Kuzma, yeah, he's like a 7 and 8, and then he's in a Trae Young tonight. Okay, Kuzma's a 6, and this guy's a 9. You know, like
and Bradley Beal was out there. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal was last night. Trae Young's tonight. It's a no mercy league, and I've told you, D-Mac, personally, publicly, conversations I've had with Kendrick Nunn and Kay Felder, and I'm like, so how was it? How is it in the league? And they say, Neal, like tonight it's James Harden. And then tomorrow it's Russell Westbrook. And then the next day it's Trae Young. And then you get a day off, and then it's Steph Curry. Like, it just doesn't stop. There's a killer on the floor every night. It's relentless.
Yeah, it's relentless, and it's in every league, right? It's the same way we talk when we talk hockey. It's the same way in the Eastern Conference when we talk hockey. So, like you said, the biggest thing for this team is these guys getting these minutes, but being in these games, playing the games. It's more of how many games have you played and watching the development to that. And then when they're ready, and it's not going to deter their development, they'll be given more time.
Right.
I mean, we've seen it. It's just that it sucks to lose. We just got to temper these expectations. And the good thing, I think, with this basketball team is you might be able to get ahead quicker, right? If I use the analogy with the Red Wings, well, they were the Wings 2 years ago, but they could compact the last 2 years the Red Wings had into 1 year as the Pistons, and then see what they do, see what Troy Weaver has in store. So it is what it is. It'll be interesting watch tonight. How do these young guys react playing in a back-to-back?
Right, and I'm amazed, really. We carried a first segment of Michigan State week with the Lions playing the Dolphins, and people were locked in on the Pistons.
Yeah, because we're excited. So that's a good thing, right? Because we know that it's almost like planting the seed that is growing, and we're watching this crop grow. That it's our favorite. You love broccoli. There's your broccoli plant, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is because we're nurturing it. Because everything we're talking about, people see and we understand, right? It goes more apparent of what's going on inside of LCA for both those teams.
Yeah.
And it's going to be development. It's going to have nights like last night, right? Where some veterans in the league that you're going to play against every night are going to take it to you. But did you learn from it?
Somebody in the Woodward, here it is, John Jones. I bet Neal can't name one player who has been better under Dwayne Casey. Would you not say Sadiq Bey has improved throughout the course of his career? Is that fair? Is that fair to say? Can we not say that Isaiah Livers has progressed? Is that fair to say? Is that fair? Stick, is that fair? That's fair? Okay. Some people around here, they're nodding their heads. That's fair. I would say Cade Cunningham came along fine. Slow start, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
I think here's the question, right? If you guys are getting frosty on Dwayne Casey, is he if you're already asking for 2 years from now, a year from now, or 2 years from now, is he the right guy? Why are you having this conversation now?
Here's the moral of that story,
He's not a deterrent
guys.
to these guys and their development, is he?
Yeah, and we'll leave it at this. Here's the moral of the story. There isn't a coach, an NBA coach alive or dead that could take this team. Red Auerbach.
John Wooden.
Phil Jackson, Chuck Daly. Nobody. Right now, they're not at that spot yet. Their average age is under 25. D-Mac, when do you play your best hockey? When do you play your best basketball?
Probably between 20 5 and 30.
Yeah,
maybe
and the only reason they're that high is because Bogdanovich is like, guys, give it a second, man.
Understand the why.
Give it a second. And look, we'll make that determination on Dwayne Casey. Toronto made their determination. They went on, they won a championship. I think that Dwayne Casey is the right coach for this team at this time. Yes, given the roster, given everything about it.
Can we say, if we're gonna go using whatever is an analogy? Yeah, okay. Dwayne Casey's Jeff Blashill, right? Up until now,
a little more accomplished. Has a coach of the year on his resume and all that.
Is in developing guys, or where we were at a few years ago when Jeff Blashill was at the helm, and we looked at it and said, okay, right, he's not hurting, right? Because you know why? Steve Yzerman says that Jeff Blashill's not hurting the development of this team. Troy Weaver's telling you Dwayne Casey's not hurting the development of the team. Right? It goes down to the guys, to me, who are in charge, right? I don't blame the fans to say, hey, is Casey the right guy? We can have our opinions, but Troy Weaver says he's the right guy, and I believe in Troy Weaver.
Right.
You know what else I believe in? Free stuff. If it's free, it's for me and Neely and for you. Ribbit. Big Frog. Yes, Big Frog Nova. I get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right. A free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Nova. So stop in. Tell them that we sent you. They'll print you one up. Bing, bang, boom, right on the spot. Go to Big Frog Novi today. Get your free t-shirt or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag #WoodwardFrontRow. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man.
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What's up, guys and girls? D-Mac here for Alta at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment, that's everything you need to get the job done. You look at the weather's changing. It's autumn. Who knows what outside jobs you have. You might have a bog project coming up. Alta Rent, they'll have you covered. So give them a call today. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Back at it, Big D Energy. We're live at Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights. We're giving away Michigan State football tickets with a 1-year Planet Fitness Black Card membership. You have to come out here on site to the Planet Fitness at Ryan Road, giving away a signed Darren McCarty jersey, signed Braylon Edwards jersey as well. They got a cool little thing going on, and I like this too. All you got to do is you got to come out and guess the total weight in pounds of free weights in the entire Planet Fitness here on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights. Whoever's closest wins Michigan State football tickets. Whoever's second closest wins the signed Darren McCarty jersey, signed Braylon Edwards jersey.
So like right here is 10 pounds, and this is 10.
So that's 20.
So is this 20, 40, right? Because 10 each? Or is that 10 total?
No, that's 10 total.
Okay, so that's 20. So this is 20. Wow. Yeah, what are you looking at me for? Wayne Gretzky told you that he never saw a barbell score a goal. Either did D-Mac. Get on the treadmill if you don't really. Whatever you need. Would you have a guess? Like, can we put him in the ballpark of, is it 100,000 pounds?
I don't know. I just know how much the ones weighed that I was lifting over my head today. That's all I know.
Dude,
that's it.
Yeah, deep. What was today? Was today shoulders day?
No, today was like a basic run. We do a 4-mile run. That's like the light day on the treadmill. And then a lot of that, a lot of triceps, a lot of biceps. So that's what. Was that enough for you, D-Mac? That's enough.
Fitness. Your fitness is essential.
Absolutely. Closing up the discussion here on the pitch. And guys, look,
I'm gonna guess 97,978. Joe, 97,978 pounds. That's what I got.
You gotta come down here to the Planet Fitness and get your guests in there to win those Michigan State tickets. And guys, I know that we may be butting heads a little bit in the Pistons chat right now, but I do appreciate the passion. In no world would I expect that you guys would command an entire Piston segment today. But here you are. So I get the passion's there, man. I love you guys, dude, for real. I do. Pistons fan 11. Sadiq's shooting percentages have dropped every year. His usage has gone up by 33%. Like that, of course, the percentages are going to drop, man. Like they don't. The more minutes you play, the lower those percentages go. The more shots you take, the lower those percentages go. Like that's the way that it works, man. Usage, especially too, as your minutes expand. Who are you going against more often?
Yeah, you can't say he hasn't developed. Yeah,
I mean, it's not linear. It's not like the stock market.
You made that point, right? A lot of these conversations, no matter what team we're talking about, we get into this linear conversation, and unfortunately, I think early on when you're trying to establish the culture or establish the team, it can't be linear, right? You got to look at the bigger picture of the why. So.
That guy's 62. Bring Larry Brown back. I don't. He's at Memphis where he was busy developing Jalen Duren for you.
How old is Larry Brown?
It's been bet down. It's gotten as high as 4. It's been bet down to 3.5.
Can we not agree that the Detroit Lions, especially offensively at Ford Field, are a different team than we've seen? At least we can,
and that's fair. That's the unknown.
Weeks. I'm not going things that I know from watching. So, do you expect them to at least put up a touchdown? Yes, a bunch of touchdowns coming back home with something. I don't know to prove to themselves. The biggest thing with Tua is that the fact is winning's winning. Right? He's going to find a way to win. What does Tua do? Yeah, he's not going to beat you with the flash and stuff like that, but he's got enough weapons around him. And it's the thing is that do I think that it's going to be a close game throughout? Yeah, because, Miami to some certain point, will let you get away and then come back at you. They're not against playing from down deep. I don't like their defense. I think that we should be able to exploit and score on their defense by what other teams have done against them. But what Tua does is that he's that type of quarterback, and winning quarterbacks is that you put him in a 3rd and 6, 7, 8. He's going to make the right decision. What does he do the best? And his accuracy, yes, is the one thing I enjoy, but the way he protects the ball, right? The way that he knows, it seems like he knows when to take off and he knows when not to take off. So hopefully we can get to him. I can see why because the Lions are a different team at Ford Field, and they're going to come out and play their best game. Now, I'm interested to see our defense again because you got Waddle, you got Hill. How are they going to scheme? Are they going to put Okudah in a fortuitous position like they did to show us that he is a player? So I expect Tua to continue and to up his win percentage after leaving Ford Field. But yeah, this game is going to be close. I think it's going to be close just because I think we're going to score this game. Right, against Miami, right? That's one thing.
That's your vibe.
That's my
that's your vibe that you're going with. So my question just becomes, how can they win the football game? And it's very simple, right? Like, as you talked about, be the offense you have been to some degree. It's just I feel like the Dolphins are a bad matchup because of the quick passing routes, the pass rush which we perceive to be a strength. At some point, it's going to be a strength, right? I mean, we saw that pass rush come back to life a little bit against Dallas.
Right? Remember what Geno Smith and Seattle did to us continuously with the same sort of plays? That plays right in the wheelhouse
of the Dolphins.
What the Dolphins do, right? So you look what here's the scary part. You look what Geno Smith did to us, right? Tua's definitely better than Geno Smith, would you not say? As far as, and maybe has more weapons at his disposal. Now, I know that Smith has Metcalf and Lockett, but the fact is that you look at Miami, you got like Tyreek Hill. The one thing about Tyreek Hill is if Jameson Williams doesn't play, which he's not gonna, but you watch how Miami uses him. Maybe Ben Johnson, maybe there's something that we can see on tape to affect, because the one thing that Tyreek Hill, you said he's doing the same things as he did in KC. Yeah, it's speed, Neal. They call him a cheetah for a reason, and if we're supposed to have a guy that fast, it's still showing you that you can put the other defenses in such susceptible positions. So, yeah, I'm scared. Tyreek Hill could have, 3 bombs over 60 yards. Right, but
he can do that to anybody at any time.
Well, that's and I'm a little bit more. I'm more intrigued, right? I'm more intrigued because I want to see what Okudah off of 15 tackles, 12 solos. Like there's some things that I want to see, so I will be intrigued. But like you said, if you look at the matchup, it doesn't match up well, because how are you going to shut down what Miami and Tua does? You haven't proven it against anybody that you can.
I agree. We do have to kind of recap the Red Wings game, unfortunately, when we come back. WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, Momo says Lamar Jackson to Detroit. Well, everybody with the Brad Holmes thing, remember, that's a possibility financially, because you're going to have the cap space to be able to get in those conversations. Just remember that. Like, it's all not right about the now. And I know Holmes has taken on a lot of heat from some other media outlets in here. It's funny that those media outlets never talk about the financial future of the Lions, because it's relevant, guys. It certainly is relevant. Lots of talk about me on the treadmill here at Planet Fitness as well. Zach Conley says he was listening to himself talk trash about Michigan. I never talk trash about Michigan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I never listened to
myself.
I don't.
I say facts.
You do.
And then you convolute them to you fit your narrative and say you're talking trash. I speak factually. We'll speak factually about Michigan coming up in just a little bit as well. The Sports Marketing Agency, they help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast called This is the S Word. It's about the stigma of seeking help for mental health issues. If you're struggling, if you know someone who's struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
The biggest rivalry in the state is almost here. That means one thing, the biggest tailgate party in the state. Join Woodward Sports for our tailgate takeover before the U of M versus State game on October 29th. Will Harbaugh and the boys pull out the win, or is Tuck still coming? We will find out at the Big House. Michigan legend Braylon Edwards will be handing out food, prizes, and much more. So no matter what team you root for, come party with the network that does it best. The Woodward Sports Network. The tailgate takeover, powered by Custom Health Centers, Syntron, and Planet Fitness.
Woodward Sports, you see the name!
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness, home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. It's in Hamtramck. You can go to foalingwarehouse.com. Check out the website. Full open bars for you to peruse as well. A $2 mystery beer vending machine. It's wild, folks. You put in $2, it kicks out a mystery beer. Which one will it be? I don't know. They have a craft mystery beer machine. $4, same concept. What beer will come out? I don't know. That's what makes it great. It's a mystery beer vending machine. Again, go to foldingwarehouse.com. Check it out. All your friends have been, your family's all been. You have not. You need to go down there. FollingWarehouse.com. It's in Hamtramck. Back on and poppin'. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We're live at Planet Fitness, Ryan Road, Sterling Heights, getting it in. Everybody's out here getting those workouts in. I was there myself. It's become a hot topic of discussion for some reason. Everybody's talking about it. I didn't see him out here getting it in, though, D-Mac.
Well, talk about it, be about it, Neal. Appreciate you doing it for the squad.
Yeah,
go, buddy. Look at you go.
Doing it for the brand, absolutely. Yeah. But no, you were out there last night downtown at LCA, out there hobnobbing with the Detroit City FC guys as they kind of did their last hurrah as their season wrapped up. And look, D-Mac, one of my concerns about the Red Wings did rear its ugly head yesterday, and that's Alex Nedeljkovic. Like, from what I saw last year, and look, the stock response, because I know everybody wants to hang on to everything, the stock response was the team was bad in front of them. The team had letdowns defensively, which certainly they did. They did. But there, a couple softies were let in as well. It was pretty much on brand. We saw why the goalie position is important in the NHL. We did.
Well, I mean, it's the inconsistencies. Like Alex Nedeljkovic, yes, you're going to see him make the highlight reel goals, but he's going to struggle different times. I think last night wasn't as much him per se, but it was a team egg. You laid an egg, at home after coming off of probably your best 60-minute game you played against Anaheim on Sunday, and to come out at home during the week. I could chalk this one up to sort of growing pains, but you could tell from early on, Dylan Larkin scored early, but there wasn't that energy or emotion, right? I saw more turnovers and all the little things than New Jersey. That's what they were faster last night. Jack Hughes, man, that little bugger can skate. You saw why Jersey paid all the money to Dougie Hamilton, but Jersey pretty much came in and played the road game like we went into Jersey's second game of the season and beat them, but we just didn't have it. Puck was bouncing. You look at it right now, and like I said, next segment we're going to get into the five for fighting and stuff like this, where I do have a conversation about the goaltending. But yeah, so which goes to you should be grateful, right? This is something that it seems apparent that Steve Yzerman recognized, used his third rounder in the second consecutive year in the draft to go out and get a goalie. So yeah, the beauty is that if Ned's not the answer, you got Husso. So to me last night, if you were at the game and stuff like this, is Soderblom on a few of the goals, right? He looked young. And he looked small last night. And when a 6'9" guy looks small or is getting beat in stick battles with younger, smaller guys, that's very apparent. So he's going to have games like that.
It's interesting you say that, D-Mac. It's interesting you say that because Coach Campy always talks about that with the bigs in basketball. Like, you're 6'8", play big.
Yeah,
because you can make yourself small.
And this is the one thing, and this will be the constant. And here's the one thing: is like we're talking about the Durens and the Iveys, and these are the educations that they're getting at the highest level right away. That you can't learn this, but it's more of being adamant. Now, when the big guy plays small, and for Soderblom at 6'9" with the reach, but when he's stick handling inside and trying to beat guys close to their body, no, you gotta use your width, and when you don't see that, then they're less effective. I thought last night was the least effective the Redwood line was, right? They're ineffective. And the ebbs and flows of the game, there's a couple things that I didn't see that I needed to see. When you don't have it, somebody's got to go out, and I saw Sherrod out there trying to murder guys, which was awesome, and he got a big hit in. But you need that up and down your lineup. That's where you need the guys like that third line, and you got like Ernie and your fourth lines to bring the crowd into it. That's the one thing too. Jersey did a great job yesterday taking the crowd out of it pretty much for everything but the first 10 minutes of the game.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, our resident Red Wings expert, Tammy Chin, weighs in, says, Hughes looked very good. I haven't lost faith in Ned, but he needs to stop the easy shots. And Tammy, that's been my thing the whole time. Whenever we talk about Red Wings and we talk about the goaltender spot, it was apparent to me based on what I saw last year as a guy, and this is thin, I understand that, but it's relevant, I think, as a guy who had Ville Husso on his fantasy team last year for the second half of the season. What I saw from him versus what I saw from Nedeljkovic wasn't equal to.
So here's the beauty.
It wasn't. And I'll give you the beauty. I'll cut you off there, D-Mac. I'll give you the beauty. Nedeljkovic is in the final year of his contract. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. ...
Okay, well, that's the beauty to you,
that's
too.
The beauty.
You look at
beauty to me.
The beauty to me is you got Kosa frothing at the bit down in the minors.
And he's on a rookie contract.
What I'm saying is you have guys in the pipeline who are looking, right? And the beauty is that you have the fallback. One doesn't work, you have, oh, my God, A. So maybe that it's more apparent that Ville Husso. But I agree with Tammy is that I'm not going to write Ned off just yet. But it definitely – and here it comes down to an analogy too, right? Where the coach will realize who do the guys play better in front of? Who do they play different in front of?
Well, but there's an answer
with the guys at quarterback.
Yeah, there's an answer so far to that question.
Well, if we're going by what you go always by is the facts. I mean, if you want the facts are they play better in front of Husso. It's true. So aren't you happy that you have that?
100%,
in the back pocket. That is the best part.
The move itself too. And look, I people are talking about it, and that's been my sentiment too. Like, you can't let in soft goals. Are the Red Wings better? Obviously, they're better. We've talked about that. They're a professional hockey team out there now. However, with that being said, they're not so good that you can overcome two softies. They can't. No team, over the course of a season, no team can really, when you think about it. But in particular, this team, and you just, as I've said, and I've held true with this, which is why I thought they'll be on the outside looking in. If they're on the graphic in the last 2 weeks, that's a victory to me. It's just in this division, in this conference, you can't have last night.
Well, you mentioned it there where we talk about it. You look at how tight how tight it is.
And I don't care if you don't have it. That I was able to write it off when it happened with the Kings game because they fought back and they got something out of it. You can't have home games against the Devils where you don't get points. If that happens 4 times, you lose out on 4 to 6 points. It's a wrap in this division, man.
All it is just remember that these weak games, this stuff like this, how important it is when it comes down to the end of the year and you miss the playoffs by like 2 points or 3 points, right? That's why Gary Bettman hockey, it's so tightly contested, but there are great teams. I mean, all throughout this Eastern Conference. That's what makes it different. You're not just competing with how good you are, you're competing with how good you are against your competition.
What about this here? Detroit Dabber 313. Kosa's getting a big workload between Grand Rapids and Toledo. And Tammy also says, I think Kosa is 2 years away yet. He is close, however.
I think just the way you're playing it out right now, as far as what you just told me about Ned's contract and stuff like that.
The writing's kind of on the wall, isn't it?
It's next year. Backing up Puso next year.
You start working backwards and put the pieces together.
When you throw in, it's like you got the key to the lock and you throw it in there and stuff like this, which I ran into Stevie yesterday, by the way. He said to say hello.
Tell him I said hi, too.
Absolutely.
Tell him he didn't text me back the other day.
No, exactly.
I know he's busy.
He said don't ask him dumb questions.
I know he had some cap questions for me. And,
absolutely. He was wondering. He said he'd get back to you. He said he got it figured out. But stay near.
Yeah.
Stay near. But you know what else you need to stay near to, guys? Oh, that haircut. Yes, Lady James. Haircuts for men, 168 of them all throughout this great country. You know what? Not only can you get in there for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. How about $200,000? Yes, $200K towards your dream home. So get into Lady James today. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Register. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag Woodward Front Row. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man.
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
Hey, tomorrow, join Ermanni Edwards with Maz Show live in Dearborn. Yes, that's right. Braylon, Ryan, and Maz will be on site at Michael Phillips, Keller Williams' office, Dearborn. Braylon will be doing meet and greets after the show at 4:30, and stick around for trunk or treat in the Keller Williams parking lot at 6 p.m. Food trucks, costumes, and much more, all from Mike Phillips and his wonderful staff at Keller Williams.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty here in the house. We're live at Planet Fitness off Ryan Road in Sterling Heights. Remember, come on out here. Get your entry in to win front row tickets to the Michigan State game with a 1-year Black Card membership up for grabs as well. Pretty cool little contest they got going on. Guess the total weight in pounds of all the free weights in this entire Planet Fitness.
I think I was a little high. I'm going to go 87,693 this time.
Gonna continue.
Remember, this is 20.
Easy, guy. Easy. Easy. Going to continue the hockey discussion in just 1 second. Real quickly, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Paul Thomas said, Brad Holmes is a big part of the problem. We need a first-round pick that actually is playing. You mean like Aiden Hutchinson or Penei Sewell? Are those the ones you're talking about? Levi is hurt. Yeah, what are you going to do? Brad's boy Goff isn't winning games, and on and on. Brad's boy is, you understand there were 2 trades, right? You got a first-rounder for Stafford. You got a first-rounder for taking Goff. That's part of it. Like the whole, he needs a first-rounder that plays. Sewell's a gold jacket loading. Saw what he did against Micah Parsons last weekend. 12 snaps straight up. Meat on meat right there, guys. That's not opinion, that's fact. Got nothing else for you. Your guy, Aiden Hutchinson, man. He's got, 4.5 sacks, whatever it is, right? Celebration. It's a celebration. So how can you say that? That's not a fair criticism, man. It's just not. But we'll get to that. We're going to get to that coming up in the second hour. We got the debut of D-Mac. 5 for fighting. D-Mac's own 5 questions about hockey for Big D Energy. I can't wait. We turn the tables here. He's going to ask me some hockey questions, and I'm going to break it down. Let's go, D-Mac.
Absolutely. Here it is. First edition of 5 for fighting. Number 1. With Jacob Verana and Tyler Bertuzzi, perennial 30-goal scorers, out of the lineup. Who leads the Wings in goals this year, and will the leading goal scorer have over 35?
I don't think they're going to get to 35 just based on kind of the dispersion of goals that we've seen so far. Kubalik's on a heater. That's our guy. He's the official Red Wing of Big D Energy, at least as far as I'm concerned.
No,
$2.5
I'll
million.
go with that.
$2.5 million per year for the next 2 years. So he's kind of our unofficial, official Red Wing. You'll like this one, D-Mac. And the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of landing on Dylan Larkin. And here's why. Just like that, power play goals. Just like that. The power play is a professional power play.
I move, you move. Score
Just like that. Like overnight, the stroke of a pen by Stevie Y in free agency. The power play's a legitimate threat. Will he get to 35? I don't know that he'll go there. And oh, by the way, what's hanging in the balance in the offseason for Dylan Larkin? The bag. Everybody balls out when the bag is on the line. You ever notice that? It's a pretty common theme.
Rephrase that. True pros ball out when the bag is
when the bag is on the line.
All right. Now, absolutely.
And so and that'll stun you because I have my questions about Dylan Larkin. When we were in this space last year, D-Mac, and I caught a lot of heat for it, a lot of flack for it. And I had questions about Dylan Larkin. This year, with the bag on the line, he will rise up, yes. And I bet I could get some decent odds on that. Like if there was,
I bet you could. And you look at through the first 6 games, the consistency: 4 goals, 4 assists. Obviously, Kubalik with 4 and 6 leading with 10 points, 4 multi-point games. It's a point in each game. The fact is, this team can score. I think you mentioned that the power play, we saw the pros on it. That's why my sleeper pick, who is effective, also tied for the lead with 4 goals, David Perron. Because of that, because of the power play and stuff like this. I think it is because initially I would have picked Verona. I think Kubalik can stay hot and stuff like this, but it all depends because in order to have a 35-goal guy in this league, you have to have a good power play, and it's usually got to be around 20%. So I'm going to say Perron, but everything you're saying about Dylan, and it's just the leadership and the maturation, and I see him becoming more comfortable.
I think over the scope.
In himself, bro, that he's got guys around him now. He doesn't have to be the end-all, be-all.
I think the overall scope of Perron's power play goals, too, will be dinged by Larkin. We're seeing it already, where Larkin's going to come in and snipe a couple of Perron's power play goals.
35. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to play out.
Yeah, you could. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as they're going in the net. But you're right. There is more effectiveness. But as long as we're talking about that, that's a pretty cool thing because 35 goals isn't an easy mark in the NHL.
Yeah, if Verona were playing, I would have said yes, it'll be over 35. But I think Verona's the only 35 goal, and Bertuzzi too had that capability, but with the extended time, it's not there anymore.
All right,
number 2,
sort of question number 2, just a little bit extension on that. So far, I know it's a small sample size into the beginning of the year, but who has impressed you the most early on?
I mean, the stock answer and the chat's about to light up with Kubalik, and I don't disagree. He's, again, our official Red Wing. He's been more than you could have even imagined that he was going to be to this. But you want a low-key one? That's the obvious one, right? Kubalik. I don't deal in the obvious. Some other programs might deal in the obvious. I don't. I'll give you – that's the obvious one. Let's dig a little deeper. For me, it's Ville Husso. Real talk, like it is, and he showed flashes of this in St. Louis, this ability to play like this, and I didn't know if that was because St. Louis is they're a good team, they're kind of mid, but they're an overall good team.
They're above mid.
They're above mid. That's fair. That's a great way to. I'm glad we talked it through. Husso, for me, is a huge upgrade to what they were dealing with last year. And I know, we want it with Ned, and I know people were excited with Ned, but Husso, to me, is the clear-cut guy.
We just talked about it last segment, right? The difference between last year and this year is Nedeljkovic is the same, and the inconsistency, but then who do you go to? The fact that you can go to Ville Husso, right, who has proven small sample size with St. Louis, but there's a reason Steve Yzerman went out and got him, is that you have somebody that you can depend on. Right, in the back end.
That's why
and
it's
you're
different.
Comfortable, right, with the 1-3-3. We're still, right, to the fact that we're not going to give up on that or whatever. We hope he figures it out. But at the end of the day, throw Ville back in there. Till then, we'll get it settled out. All right, we got to figure. All right, throw Ned back in there. So, which it seems to be leaning more towards that. For me, I'm going to say Michael Rasmussen, and what he just the development of establishing more lines, but the big centerman to playing. We talked about earlier about Soderbergh playing to his size. Rasmussen at 6'7" down the middle, playing to his size. Now he's chipping in more offensively. He's making guys around him better. I see more of a confidence, but he's a guy who's slowly but surely.
So that's why I need the hockey. That's why I need the hockey guy in my life.
Yeah.
It's not something that's evident to me.
And it's slow, and it's a slow maturation, right? It's a slow development, but more and more responsibility. But you see him out there, and you see him on the score sheet a little bit more. All
Number
right.
3.
Question number 3.
Third minute for fighting.
Right. What is the most concerning? And this is the third minute and the 5-minute penalty. Really is where you got to start. Oh man, I got to take the ice off my hands and sort of start getting ready,
getting
for the
loose again.
So this would be a great question. So, what is the most early on in the season? What is the most concerning part of the game right now? And are you worried about it?
Yes, because I saw it against the Kings, and they were able to bail out of it. They were able to fight back out of it. I saw it against the Devils last night, and they weren't able to recover from it. The relapse, you know what I'm saying? The relapse. We still see the relapse happening. I'm not talking about the Eminem album. I'm talking about what the Red Wings do defensively. They relapse from time to time. D-Mac, explain that to me real quick. Explain how the relapse happens. How can you go so long where everything's all right? And when they do relapse, D-Mac, it's the exact same components as last season.
So in the military, they call it a military spectrum, which how things are done, right? When you're implementing, and again, 1-1-3, because things aren't natural, right? You're talking about different systems. In football, you got different playbooks to this offensive coordinator. What this is more like is when you have a quarterback that's had 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators, so they had to learn 3 different playbooks. It's the verbiage. So the thing is, one guy on the ice, 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys usually are on the same page. It's when one guy gets off the same page. To play a system correctly and to be effective, the way that Derek Lalonde wants them to play is they all have to be on the same page. And what you're seeing is reverting back to old habits. I should be there, I shouldn't be there, anything like that. So to me, that would be it, reverting back, busting that thing, but you nailed it earlier. Can't afford soft goals. Doesn't matter what it is. You have to make the other team they're going to score, they got to earn it on. Question 4, does Derek Lalonde go the whole year playing both goalies, or barring injury, will there be a number 1? I think we've sort of talked that out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be curious to see how he handles it, right, if Ned continues to struggle. Will Lalonde, will he, quote-unquote, stay the course? I think we know how our fans will react to that. They will not like it. Is he concerned about workload with Hugh? Because Husso split time in St. Louis, so is he capable of shouldering 80% of the minutes? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. So I think he will until he's forced not to.
Right. I think that it's going to go this way, and usually what happens is early on, probably through November. And then it depends on what the winning streak is, too, because you can't afford to get behind, especially this Eastern Conference, right?
Right.
So Lalonde's got to take that into consideration. Now, question 5.
5th minute.
Of the 5 for fighting, who is the most valuable player on this roster that they cannot afford to lose?
I have a 1 and a 1A. Overall, number 1 is Husso, because we've seen what the alternative is. And it ain't good. And you guys know I'm a Husso. If Spence were here, he'd call me a simp, a Husso simp. And I guess that's probably fair, because I am. But still, at the same time, he's the number 1 to me. Because if you lose Husso, wrap it up. My 1A is Perron. Because the biggest difference to me when I watch this team is a real NHL power play. It's different. It's different. Yeah, it's different because it is. And Perron's the key to all that.
Yeah.
So 1 and 1A.
Those are great. I would say right now, I love your Huso. If you're going to preach coming in and changing the philosophy, changing the system, it starts in goal. We mentioned it with the Pistons and everything else. It starts with keeping the puck out of your net. But you know what? Slowly developing into it. And you know what? The kickback isn't, it's Mo Sider. Oh, it's Mo Sider, right? We'll talk about Mo Sider and Lucas Raymond and maybe some of the people's projected struggles early on. But to me, all your guys have great points, but to me, it's becoming more and more apparent it's Dylan Larkin. So we'll talk about that.
Isn't it nice to have this discussion where there's,
Yeah, it is.
Man, it's funny. Like
this is the happiest I've gotten out of the penalty box with 5 minutes before.
It is fun. I'm glad we did this segment. Some people, Alex on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, this is instantly my favorite segment. We're tinkering around with some stuff, man. I think everybody likes the live fire, rapid fire, get in, get out. It made me feel better today.
Well, the captain of the ship, we do talk. I do make it up to the bridge every now and then from down in the mechanics room, and I talked to him and I said, we're going to make this a Wednesday
staple.
part. So stick around on Wednesdays, and I'll have more for you.
Absolutely. Okay. Neal Ruhl here for Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Cintron's combined all three of their delicious flavors into a limited edition Red Wings themed 6-pack sampler box. Okay. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic or sugar-free all-in-one Red Wings themed package. Go to @CintronWorld.com. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings and you can pick up yours today. Get energized with Cintron and let's go Red Wings.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using #WoodwardFrontRow. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man.
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Did you accomplish those weight loss goals over the summer? No? Well, Custom Health Centers can help take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 pounds or 120 pounds, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and, most importantly, guys, safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com or give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-THIN. It's Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty here in the house. We are live at Planet Fitness off Ryan Road in Sterling Heights. And we got the contest going on. Come on out here for your opportunity to win tickets to this weekend's Michigan State game with a 1-year Black Card membership to Planet Fitness as well. Also, prizes up for grabs. Signed Darren McCarty jersey, signed Braylon Edwards jersey. You can come out here, and all you got to do is come out in person, write it down, guess the total weight in pounds of all the free weights in this entire gym, and boom, you are in there.
77,491.
And look, we're going to talk Michigan State. Tom Mazaway, our guy from Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, just texted me. Michigan's football schedule for next year has come out. Woo! Start that season off September 2nd versus East Carolina at the Big House. East Carolina. September 9th, home. The UNLV running Rebels will be in the Big House. I remember Stacey Augman, the Plastic Man, and Grandma Ma. I remember them.
Morless.
September 16th, going to the MAC Conference. That's right, Bowling Green will be in town to square up with the Michigan Wolverines. Week number 4, a road game? No. Rutgers coming in to the Big House.
Tone.
What?
Nothing.
This is this. Michigan tweeted this out. I'm reading it.
I'm just commenting my head.
But hey, it's okay. The schedule steps up. They're going on the road in September, which is rare that Michigan ever plays a road game before October. But they're going to Nebraska to take on the Cornhuskers. Maybe they'll have a coach by then. Maybe they won't. Who knows?
They're so lucky that Scott Frost is gone. That's what Sam Flannel would say.
You don't want to
be shaking
just be glad that Scott Frost is gone. You don't want to be going into Nebraska. They're going to play back-to-back road games, though. They're going to Minnesota to take on that tough Golden Gophers team with the carnival barker, PJ Fleck. All he needs is a monkey on his shoulder with the coffee mug. That's all he needs. That's enough road games for a while. So they're coming back home. Indiana will be in town on October 14th. Big game. Big game against the Indiana Hoosiers. And they got to go on the road again? Who made this schedule? At Michigan State on October 21st. That's 3 road games by October 21st.
Huge road game. What's that, hour down the road?
They'll go back home, though, after that. After a bye, they'll come back home to host Purdue. That's a big one on November 4th. Going to Penn State, James Franklin. I assume Sean Clifford will still be the quarterback then, right? He's the Tony Rice of modern-day college football. I don't know if Sean Clifford will be there, but James Franklin will. I'm sure that'll be a tough game. At Maryland after that on November 18th. Home against Ohio State on November 25th. So that's your Michigan football schedule for next year. Here we go. Zach Conley. Neal is a hater. Real Cream of Wheat says, I'm laughing so hard. ECU is their toughest opponent. Izzy says, what does Ohio State's schedule look like? Neal is a clown. Did I mention anything about Ohio State? But since you asked, what? What? Why is everybody laughing? Why are you guys mad at me? I didn't make the schedule.
Not mad. Don't shoot the messenger. Right, exactly.
I didn't make the schedule, guy. What is the deal?
It's your tone, bro.
All right, I got it. I know. I don't know that they have the weeks and the dates set up for Ohio State, but I can tell you, Ohio State in non-conference, they will be at Notre Dame next year. They play Western Kentucky and they play Youngstown State. That is their non-conference next year. So a road game at Notre Dame. I know it's no East Carolina, Bowling Green, UNLV at home.
Neal, you missed one.
Did I?
Yeah, they're playing the Alabama School for the Blind to kick off the season. It's going to be a tough one.
Cigar
Clarence
guy
gets in on the action.
Cigar guy 911. Is it Michigan's fault that the Big Ten sucks? No, it's not. Just like it's not Ohio State's fault. No, it's not. And Mike G. And I do respect Mike G. He's a big Michigan fan. He's a season ticket holder. He keeps it real, but he goes, "That's as soft as my left butt cheek." So, again, just a little breaking news, and I'm salty, says Michigan will always play the weakest schedule and cry about how they should have won the Heisman. And look, guys, like I'm laughing about it, and we're joking about it, although I didn't say anything that wasn't true. That's not factually true. D-Mac, you said this was a tone thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of your typical tone. I mean, I'm getting to know when Michigan comes out of your mouth, the tone actually changes. Your decibel level. I don't know specifically. I'm not a scientist. But from my musical ear, it seems like the tone, I think in music they call it the alto to the baritone, It's your Michigan tone.
Okay, but the facts are the facts.
Facts are the facts.
That is what the schedule is. And guys, look, like for all of you that are bashing me right now, I do not blame them. I do not blame them because, look, if you learned anything from this Michigan football season, and I think they'll lose a close game at Ohio State.
How could you not like the fact, right? Like, and you've said it this year, and next year's schedule says that you win one game, you're in the national playoff.
You're in the college. You beat Ohio State. You're in the college football playoff. You don't have to play a hard schedule. It's playing out that way, guys. You could lose to Ohio State. You could even get cooked by Ohio State. You're going to the Rose Bowl. You could lose 60-0, and you're going to the Rose Bowl without a real win on your schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Sort of like society, right? Scheduling turning into this like society where it's just getting easier. There's no work to get it done. It's sort of stuff's given to you, even more that way. But you can't, don't get mad at Michigan for playing the game the way the NCAA has set the game up.
No, and I never will. And I've been consistent and constant about that.
Props, because we see it the same thing. What does Clemson do in the ACC? They don't play anybody, right? And so this is more disparaging and more of put a spotlight on changes that need to be made in the NCAA, and we know that's not going to happen until the energy guy or whoever's in charge, whatever that he doesn't do,
right.
And all the. But that's where it is because it's allowed. So they're playing the game. Michigan schedule makers are playing the game the way the game's supposed to be played. Why would you play anything tougher when you don't need to get to where you want to get to?
Yeah. Guys, with the Michigan fans, I'll never understand it. Like, I read the schedule, you run to Ohio State's schedule. We're not talking about Ohio State's. I'm not in Columbus.
Could you imagine, like, if at one point, like, if it was like Alabama or something, or a team that was able to bring the best, and they just played they didn't care, and their schedule was set up against all the tough teams? Could you imagine that? Right? Who's the team that plays the toughest schedule?
I would say Alabama does, man.
Right? Even more so. So maybe there's something to the best being the best. But not always, you have a bullseye on you, but you prepare by playing against the best competition out there. That might be something to it too. That makes you better. But no, we'd rather have the 0 or the 1 in the loss column, right?
But it's smarter that way, D-Mac,
I get it.
because you're going to get rewarded. They're going to get rewarded for
100%. Because the reward, their consolation prize is what? The Rose Bowl.
You could go to they will go to the Rose Bowl. At a bare minimum, they're going to the Rose Bowl this year without a quality win. Good work, good job on scheduling, man. It just is. And that's not a tone thing. Like, we're being serious. That's not a tone thing. So, guys, like, that's what it is. And good on them. Jack Harrington says the Big Ten is mid. I have noticed that this year. Big Ten fans have kind of come full circle about I'm not getting the pushback that I normally get about the Big Ten this year. I think people have kind of accepted what the reality is.
But that's good then, right? That's what we want, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you want? I want to see Michigan in the Rose Bowl or in the national championship game or in the Final Four playoffs. So if this is a way to get there, I want to see them win a game. And here's the thing: it's
like, what's the last big road win that they have? Can anybody remember off the top of their head? I'll go to the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. No. James Franklin coach teams do not qualify as big wins.
Well, like I said, there's your argument right there. What do you consider a big win?
I mean, like a win over a big time program that's done something in the last 2 decades.
Well, you're hoping for it against Ohio State.
Because they haven't beat Ohio State in over 2 decades on the road. I'm talking about, though, like going in and like, what's the last big win? That's my thing. Like, when you look at Alabama or Georgia or teams like that.
But again, so here's the thing. How can you have it both ways when you say, well, Alabama plays teams, so they get those wins? Then, so obviously Michigan doesn't play those games, so you can't get those wins, right?
And when they do go into Ohio State, when they do play Georgia.
But I mean, Ohio State's the only one, because you don't give Penn State credit.
No, and I never will.
Iowa doesn't get credit even on the road.
No, and I'll never give Iowa
No one in the
credit.
Big Ten gets credit except Ohio State.
Right.
So you don't play anybody, like I would have said, other than like last year, the answer should have been Washington, right? Except Washington lost the week before and wasn't the team you thought it was. So what? So
I do. I give the fans credit, though. Like, we're having, I think we're on a common ground with each other. We're both respectful of each other's sides.
I think we all want Michigan to get to have a shot at the playoffs. The bottom line is there's and by the way, Michigan State this weekend. But, I think everybody's that they want to answer that question you just asked in a few weeks when they beat Ohio State.
They may need a guardian going into Columbus.
Well, you know what? If that's what they need, that's what they get, guys. We know it's fall, leaves all over the ground, no matter what. You got Guardian Alarm because they'll protect you 24/7, give you peace of mind while you're outside doing what you need to do. They'll be protecting inside, all with their 24/7 local monitoring. So if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Woodward Sports family, you can be. Give Guardian a call today, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
You know that Woodward Sports, Guardian Alarm, lockstep, your local security experts. Give them a call today, 1-800.
Stay out.
Tell them Woodward Sports, we sent you.
The biggest rivalry in the state is almost here. That means one thing, the biggest tailgate party in the state. Join Woodward Sports for our tailgate takeover before the U of M versus State game on October 29th. Will Harbaugh and the boys pull out the win? Or is Tuck still coming? We will find out at the Big House. Michigan legend Braylon Edwards will be handing out food, prizes, and much more. So no matter what team you root for, come party with the network that does it best. The Woodward Sports Network. The tailgate takeover, powered by Custom Health Centers, Syntron, and Planet Fitness.
Woodward Sports, you see the name!
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Syntron in your life. Okay. There it is. Syntron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Syntron World, baby. Syntron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CyntronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
D-Mac here, Woodward front row, man. We're going to give you some tickets to the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers Ford Field, but this is what you got to do, man. You got to record a video doing your best Dan Campbell impression, man, I swear. Get the big sip of coffee, do whatever you need to do. Post it on Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag Woodward front row. Make sure you're following Woodward Sports, and we will select 3 winners, 2 tickets each. 6 total tickets. November 4th, so make sure you get your entries in today, man.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live from Planet Fitness in Sterling Heights on Ryan Road. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty here with you. We got JB Smooth with an F. We got Stick out here. Also, the whole squad. We got our guy Adam. Everybody is out here representing today. Happy to be with everybody at Planet Fitness. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. Today we're literally at the Planet Fitness Studios. Got a contest going on. Make sure you slide out here to the Ryan Road location in Sterling Heights. Come in here, guess the total weight in pounds of free weights in this entire gym, and you'll win front row tickets to Michigan State this Saturday. You also win a 1-year Black Card membership as well. Alternate prizes, also a Darren McCarty signed jersey, Braylon Edwards signed jersey. All you got to do is come in here, walk in the door, write down your guess, and then you can dip, get your contact info there, and then you can dip. If you're the winner, you will get your tickets or your signed jersey, whatever you have it. We just, Michigan's football schedule dropped for next year, so we were going through that. D-Mac, I think I found an example of tone in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Quentin Yearling says, but Neal, U of M is the winningest football program of all time, with 3 exclamation points on the end of it. Don't crap on their wins from 70 years ago. Is that tone? I think that's tone on a text.
That would be tone on a text. There you go. See, there is tone on a text.
So Quentin's not being serious then, you're telling me. He's not a Michigan fan. It's tone.
Well, you know what? I guess you can take that tone whichever way you want. But I would take it as he is not being serious. That is him doing. Guys, it's not do your Neal Ruhl impersonation. It's do your Dan Campbell impersonation. You get tickets. You might be able to get tickets to Oakland Grizzlies game by doing your Neal Ruhl, but you're not going to get those front row tickets. But yes, you get the idea. Impersonations. That's what I got off it.
Okay, so there you go.
There it is, Stick. Future, a tone. Can you give me your best tone? Your best Neal Ruhl tone.
Well, since the Michigan fans are here and we talked about Michigan football, I do have an honest question for the Michigan fans, and we're going to have our honest questions for the Michigan State fan, i.e., Spencer Raxter, tomorrow, which I'll encourage all the Michigan State fans to partake in tomorrow when we are back in school or back in studio. So since we got all the Michigan fans here right now. What? And this is genuine. This isn't tone. Like, I want to know the answer. What?
No, I love how you have to now you have to relegate it to people like, what do they disclaim? You have to put a disclaimer on it that it's not tone because okay. Neal's being serious here, guys. Forget that it's radio tone you might be hearing.
And see, here we go. Zach Conley. Here we go again. No, this is a legitimate question, Zach, for the Michigan fans out there. What's the obsession with Mel Tucker's contract? I don't understand it. As a guy who doesn't have a horse in this race, in the Michigan State race, what's the obsession with Mel Tucker's contract?
Really?
Can somebody give me an explanation as to why?
I think it's not more to Michigan State. It's more to people care about what everybody else makes compared to them, no matter if it has business to do with them or not, right? Because you got to earn it. You got to earn it. He doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that. That's between his employer, your employer, right, and you. You know your worth.
Here's the thing, D-Mac.
To me, I always hear it's jealousy or it's, that's.
So I don't think it's jealousy. Michigan's got a good coach. They got a good coach. Jim Harbaugh's a good
it's jealousy
to
the fact that program will spend that money, right, on their coach to do and it's the way that it was done. I think the Mel Tucker thing is more of the Matt Ishba and the more of the fact that it was, beneficiaries to the program that kept it there, so that they were able to throw $10 million. $10 million is an SEC number. Look at the stuff that's going on down in Tech. You talk about money. Go look at what the bio for Jimbo Fisher would be right now at $85 million.
That's my thing. Like, if Michigan State did, I think, what the Lions did with Stafford, they got out in front of the market.
And they got out in front of it the school didn't have to. So this pisses everybody off on a different level that somebody would care so much about somebody you're not supposed to care about. Right, do you understand? It's a society thing to me more than anything. But that's when you talk about money. At the end of the day, know your worth and get what you can get from So if somebody's willing to pay you, then that's what it is. But I think it's because it wasn't done. The university didn't hand it out. They didn't do that. It was the fact that they had one of their billionaire graduates decide that within the rules to get involved in the program, and that rubs people the wrong way.
See, and here's the difference, and this can go a couple of different directions. Kane Schaaf says it's the same obsession people had over Harbaugh's LOL. But see, like, my issue was there was no delivery. For 7 years, there was no delivery for Harbaugh. In a real, like in a SEC, they're talking about gassing Jimbo Fisher right now, who's owed $90 million.
$85 million.
Yeah, like that's
buyout.
Like, in what world do you get 7 years?
I thought about you right there.
But you know what those guys are going to do down there? If that's what those boosters want,
like that,
and he's gone.
Right. And I think that, to me, more it's like the control of the state. It's more the big brother, little brother, that mentality to grow up around, that little brother's doing something that they didn't, was outside the realm that big brother approved of. Or else, why could you care if he's making $1 or $10 million? Wouldn't you hope that if you really hated Michigan State, that they were paying him more, so there's less resources and it looks worse? I don't know.
And Southpaw Slabs, WoodwardSports.com chat thread, says the obsession is that most Michigan fans are scared of Mel Tucker and Michigan State. In one quick swipe, they've already shown that they're ready to innovate and make a run on a national stage. And I would say that I could get that, right, where he is 2-0 against Harbaugh. Those are the facts. That's not tone. That's a factual statement. He is. So I could see where, I don't want to say I don't think Michigan's scared of Mel Tucker. I don't see that. He has had success, and regardless of what happens Saturday, even in a worst case scenario, Tucker is still 2-1 against Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. that doesn't go away. That's what's great about this rivalry, though.
And the difference is like you said, is that in the program that he's building, where the state. And this year, it didn't work to what he brought in. Last year, it worked, bringing in Kenneth Walker. Look at what he's doing now, right? This year, it hasn't worked. It's a down year, but he's put the wins together, right? That's what you're saying. He has some big wins. Does Mel Tucker have a big road win? What's Michigan State have a big road win? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a different question there. You're dealing with different.
And if you want to work backwards on it, I'm cool with it. Like, because on surface, right? Because this is the way a Michigan fan would look at it if they were a Michigan State fan. They would say, "Well, Tucker won a New Year's Six bowl." You know what I'm saying? Like, and granted, Kenny Pickett didn't play in the. Granted, number one, it was Pitt. So right away, right there, Kenny Pickett didn't play. Kenneth Walker didn't play. The Michigan fan, if they were a Michigan State fan, they would run to that. Say, well, they won a New Year's Six bowl, so whatever. They beat their rival, so whatever. I'm looking for a little consistency, I guess.
I just think that people in their minds just have a preconceived notion of that if the Michigan coach is making this, then the Michigan State coach should be making that, right? And that's not the way it is. So that rubs people the wrong way, and they look at the money.
Well, and Anthony Hurley says that's over a K-9 win and a COVID win, Neal. It does, it's in the record book.
They played the game.
They played the game.
Both teams had to play the game.
Michigan didn't duck out of the COVID year Michigan State game like they did with the Ohio State game.
Man, remember when it used to be you and your buddy, and you walk up, you'd be playing whatever game, you went, okay, what are we at? Oh, I got 3, you got 2. Okay. It's not against, the one in the ring doesn't count, and the one,
right.
When we were shooting this, we were shooting in the dark. No, you're shooting in the dark, there's a winner and a loser. And, I just think because it's not done, a lot of the criticism when it's not done the way that it's supposed to be done.
Right.
Right? Because Michigan State's not doing it the way it's supposed to be done. And that has a big thing to do with Mel Tucker, and it goes down to what they're paying the coach.
William Turnbull says Lloyd Carr won a national championship. What are you talking about? Well, he won a half a national championship. When you give one thing to 2 people, you each get a half. That's the way that math works. Here's another good thing about math. For a limited time only, which means there's a finite amount of time, all new burgers. What are you laughing at, man?
What
are you laughing at?
Listen, just didn't. I never realized that when you split something and you get two people get it, that they each get half. Like if I was eating a Big Boy.
Well, granted, if D-Mac and I were
share,
yeah,
right?
if
You
we
would
were
share.
at Big Boy right now with loaded fries and a burger, and we were going to split it, I would cut the one burger in half, and I would get half, and D-Mac would get half. So he would get half of not a Slim Jim, the Big Jim. He would get half of the chili cheese because it's such a tease. Guess what else he would get half of? The bacon blue.
Ooh.
We could upgrade those fries as well. Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. You can satisfy your taste buds at Big Boy.
Burgers and fries.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag Woodward Front Row. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man.
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Winning is a habit. So is listening daily to Woodward Sports. We're glad you're a winner, and thanks for listening.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club, get all the best deals, plus they'll beat all the competitors' prices by at least $5. You can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty lotions as well. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of the 27 locations with more on the way work best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest hands. They are your vitamin D headquarters. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all. Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We are live at Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty here in the building. We got JB Smoove, we got Stick, Anthony, everybody's out here. Joey is in the house as well. Appreciate to have everybody out there. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Where do we go to in here? Let me see. Randy Shabro says, don't diss Lloyd Carr. We're not having it. See, Randy, what's funny about that is about 2001 you guys were having it. Right? No, D-Man, I just want consistency, man.
Well,
all the same people here. Like the ones that wear the Brady jersey. By the way, you know who the last Michigan quarterback to win at Ohio State is, right?
Tom Brady?
Nope.
Drew Henson?
Oh, yeah, Drew Henson was.
Ah, that's pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't diss Lloyd Carr. We're not having it. Everybody wanted him out of town. What was the problem? He's 9-3 every year. And that put Michigan's program in a spiral for a long time. But we've heard that before, right? Like if Michigan was 9-3 wasn't good enough. We heard that 9-7 wasn't good enough somewhere too.
Yeah, would you?
Can't
like
remember
to go back
where.
What would you do to go back to that moment? 9-7 isn't good enough. Have you ever thought that maybe this could happen? Right? No.
Yeah. Also, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I lost this one. I think it was Mike G that said, Neal, you work hard. Oh, here it is. It says, Mike G, Neal, you work hard. I do. You deliver each and every day on Big D Energy. Thank you. I appreciate that. But Mel does nothing and makes $94 million more than you. That's offensive. Well, see, like, that's your premise is wrong. Like, he works in a field where that's the market now. Lane Kiffin's $7.5 million at Ole Miss. Like, that's the lay of the land right now. Jimbo Fisher, if he gets fired, will get a check for $85 million. That's the lay of the land. coaches Scott Frost. If they could have waited 2 more weeks to fire Scott Frost and save $7 million, and they didn't.
Because it was so worth. Because that's
they
how
wanted him out now.
But you say it that to me or to somebody else shows you how irrelevant the dollar is at the college level when it comes to this. So the Mel Tucker at $10 million, right? Let's go 20 years ago. What does Mel Tucker do the market, the way the market's changed? Is that a $2 million coach? Like, what's Bo and Lloyd and all those guys back in the day making? Because you brought it there. It's the way the market is.
It's the way the market went.
The inflation of the market. Sure, Mel Tucker, right? And to me, the culture is what he's bringing or trying to change or trying to bring around, that they're not little brother and stuff like this. Yeah, the coaching. There's 2 different things that you have to look at here. And I thought that his $10 million is more to bring the players, bring the culture, develop something, then focus on the coaching style. Right? Last year is different than this year. And what's the difference? Is it talent level? Did he miss on some guys? Did he bring in the wrong guys? I would say compared to last year, obviously the record tells you did. So then, but the thing is that this is the norm across, if you want to be a top program, ranked program, a program that gets taken seriously, first thing that the rest of the country does or whatever is look and see what your coach is being made. Is that not true?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for help understanding like this obsession with Mel Tucker's contract that Michigan fans have. I just don't, and I'm not a Michigan State. I know I get labeled this all the time. I'm not a Michigan State fan. I don't have a horse in this race. I went to a college that doesn't have a football
more
team.
Egregious? Aaron Rodgers making $50 million a year, or Mel Tucker, the quarterback being paid
nothing,
$50 million, right?
You
because
are worth
it's market.
You are worth what somebody is willing to give you. That's it. That's all, and what you're willing to take.
See,
That's all.
See, and how can you be mad when this is out? What are you going to be mad about something that it doesn't? Like, you can't even say, yeah, he's got $10 million and it takes away from this to the program. It's irrelevant what he makes because it's coming from an outside source that doesn't even affect your bottom line at the university.
Even if the university was paying for it, it still doesn't matter.
To the quarterback $50 million or whatever, that goes against your salary cap. I get that. But your coach payment doesn't go against that.
And see, that's the thing, too. Like, when I talk about these guys and we get caught up in Dylan Larkin and, somebody says, well, give him $11 million a year. And I'm like, I'm more 9. That's not the value of – it's not the money to me when I make that. It's the arsenal that Steve Yzerman has at his disposal, giving him 11 versus giving him 9.
Well, here's where the conversation comes in.
It's not the money.
Back in the day, here's the conversation comes in where we all fell in line. If you went to the market value when the guys on the grind line or you take the hometown discount or whatever, right? Where if you're worth $3 million on the open market, well, you're going to take 2.7 here or 2.5 or 2.7, depending on whatever different thing. That's where it comes down to it, right? Because when you're asked, how many times do we see that guys are asked to restructure the contract, to do whatever else? It's the same thing as asked to take less so what you can build towards. Steve Yzerman, Nick Lidstrom, Sergei Fedorov, right? Until he didn't want to anymore and know his worth to go get what he was rightfully owed.
It all comes back to this in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington says, Neal, remember when Flannel Sam said Nebraska would win 9 games? Neal, can we punish Sam Flannel for a Swift will lead the NFC in rushing take? Yes, he's away getting married right now. When he comes back and we get back in the studio.
We call that honeymoon.
Yeah, we're don't let us forget, Jack, and I know you won't. So we will definitely get at him, and we will definitely talk about it. So, hey, Southpaw Slabs kind of put, and this, again, like Michigan State was getting out in front of this, in my opinion. He says, with name, image, and likeness now comes massive coaching contracts, and coaches that must understand money and sales almost as much as football and strategy. It's going to be a wild decade as college football changes. That is, guys, if they do, and the more I hear about it, because I do listen to a lot of national college football stuff, more and more talk about, you guys are going to see Jimbo Fisher get a 85, 75. Basically, his buyout goes down by $10 million per year. Rough math. The way it's trending right now, They've got guys smoking weed in the locker room.
Which I don't condone. Don't do it in the locker room. Go outside.
Go home and do it.
Gosh,
they've got 5 stars whose handlers are telling the new 5 stars coming in, don't go here, go somewhere else. It's going to get toxic there, and they will have no other alternative but to gas him. If you guys are offended by what Mel Tucker makes, wait till you see what Jimbo Fisher makes to not coach. To not coach. It's going to blow you away. It is. Just like oddstrader.com blows you away. The #1 site for all of your game day betting activity. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and most importantly, the best price on every game for multiple sports books. You can customize the list with just books that you have accounts with. So right then and there in front of you, all the numbers are right there for the taking. You don't have to close an app on your phone, open another app. Oh, you got to log in. None of that stuff. You go right to the account with the best line. Boom, you get your action in there. And you know what else it does in live time like that? Say you like Michigan this week and they're 21.5 at DraftKings. But say Michigan State's 22.5 somewhere else. You can meet me in the middle. You can do that as well. It's a tool, folks. oddstrader.com. It's what I use when I get the lines here for Big D Energy. Go to oddstrader.com right now. Find your best bet.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag Woodward Front Row. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man.
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got 1 toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in the community, which is very rewarding, but also comes with great responsibility. If you sit on your local youth sports board, homeowners associate, or are a volunteer coach, directors and officer insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are all protected. Call Swiss Insurance today.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty. We are live at Planet Fitness off Ryan Road in Sterling Heights, giving away front row Michigan State football tickets. All you got to do, come to this location here in Sterling Heights on Ryan Road at the Planet Fitness and guess the total weight in pounds of all the free weights here in the entire gym. The guy
I got my final.
Yeah. All right. What?
83,761.
That's the Darren McCarty entry right there. Anybody who wants to come out here can write down their guess. All you got to do is walk in the door and make your guess, and you're entered in there. You got to be entered before 4 p.m. today and be aged 18 or older, and you could get front row Michigan State tickets and a 1-year Black Card membership to Planet Fitness. Some other prizes as well. Signed Darren McCarty jersey, signed Braylon Edwards jersey up for grabs. Also, WoodwardSports.com chat thread, ABC. I just tuned into the show. What was playing in Neal Ruhl's earbuds? Woodward put out a cool video of them stalking me while I was running on the treadmill. The answer was Young Jeezy, I think, at that moment was playing in the earbuds. So just in case you guys wanted to know. Got a couple of or at least one breaking news bit. Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press has tweeted out, Dan Campbell said it will be, quote, at least another month before Jameson Williams returns, which seems pretty obvious at this point since he hasn't practiced yet. That means a December return is most likely, which I know it's going to I'm waiting, DMAC, for this Woodward Sports chat thread to explode, but this was on brand. This is what was told. This is how it's shaken out.
No, it's the way it is. There's no tone.
What does it matter now anyway?
What's that? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. If anything changed in your opinion so far this week, as far as what's going to go on in Ann Arbor this weekend, or are we pretty much? Because I got it right now. Like I'm trying to. I got 38-13 or 38-17, something like that. But and isn't it disappointing? Coming into this weekend, this is supposed to be one of the weekends of the year.
Yeah, like it's just.
I'm sort of like.
It does
for
suck.
Something else.
Yeah, there's not any juice.
Trying to rev the juice up. I don't know if anybody else out there is like me. Is like this should be a good World Series. The Phillies versus the Astros and stuff like this. You got the team that you want to get over the hump with all the storylines. Bryce Harper, the Phillies, stuff like this against the cheaters and Houston or whatever, who has the Death Star of pitching, right, deeper than any club in the arguably been in the playoffs. So trying to get fired up, but it's just disappointing. Then you go to the Lions. The Lions are what they are. I mean, we're all going to watch and sort of get excited, a closer game. But I mean, really, where's the pop? Where's the pop? The Pistons are going to do what they're going to do. The Wings are going to continue on their way. They got Boston and back.
Well, that's baseball's fault to some degree.
Yeah,
because you're in the guts of everything right now. So baseball, you did this to yourself, as you usually do.
Is that being old and outdated and just like aloof to everything else around you?
100%. What about this, DMAC? Jack Harrington. It's actually an Ask Neal, but I'm going to ask DMAC. Does Michigan deserve to be mocked if Michigan State game is close? To some degree, yes. And here's why, Jack. Normally I would say, well, and I know the Michigan fans, this will be their pre-programmed response. Well, it's the rivalry. Of course it was going to be close. I don't have anything to base it off of. There is no other test that's been played. There hasn't been a game against a Pac-12 opponent. There hasn't been a game against Notre Dame or anything, really, that I have it. All I have is we see what Michigan State is. Michigan fans have told me that they're a dumpster fire this year.
Boom.
And if you're good, then you should take out the trash, right?
This is from what I'm told, right? It shouldn't be. So if it is, there should be questions to break it down to why it is. But no, because if Michigan's supposed to be that next and to challenge Ohio State, if Ohio State and Michigan are two of, the odds-on favorite to get to the playoff and to possibly win a national championship, then this game should be taken over and Michigan should show us that, whether it's the open up or whatever they do with J.J. McCarthy. What's that? They got to show it. That's it. Rick Ross me.
Rick Ross. It all goes back to Rick Ross. Jan, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Have a great day. Great show, guys. Jan, thank you very much. Jan. I appreciate it. Big thank you to everybody out here at Planet Fitness. Ryan Road and Sterling Heights. There's still time for you to enter to win front row Michigan State tickets. All you got to do, come out here to Planet Fitness. Ryan Road, Sterling Heights. Guess the total weight in pounds of all the free weights in this Planet Fitness. Got to be here before 4 p.m. to do it. For people that are close, like a second, third prize, we have signed jerseys, a signed DMAC jersey, signed Braylon Edwards Michigan jersey. You can wear it. You can wear it for this weekend for the Michigan State game. For DMAC, for JB Smoove, for Stick Anthony, for everybody that's out here. And my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
It looks great.
We're about to see the Neal Ruhl in action.
This man, what can't Neal Ruhl do? What can't Neal Ruhl do? Like this guy is everything. He's a jack of all trades.
He had two women pass him. He didn't even blink. What a stud! Look at this guy.
Look at him. You know what he's repeatedly saying to himself? Draft capital, salary cap.
Draft capital, 100%. Salary cap. Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes.
Capital.
Oh God, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
He said,
God, he's even got the Apple Watch on. Oh my God, Neal's a high roller.